Welcome to this lesson where we are going to discuss the building blocks of geometry, points, lines, and planes. Before you go any further, make sure that you have a definition and a diagram for each of the following words in your math dictionary. Let's go through some examples. Name each figure using symbols. First figure has a dot with a capital P. We would label that point P. To name a point, it must be a capital letter. In math, we have lowercase letters and capital letters to mean different things. When we're describing a point, it always has to be a capital letter. In our second diagram, we have point A and point B on a line that has arrows at the end of it. This indicates that the line extends forever in both directions. To label this figure, I would use the 2 points with capital letters, put a line over the top with arrows to indicate that it is a line AB. We have 2 ways to label a plane. Either we will see a capital letter, maybe a subscript letter in the bottom right corner, or at minimum we need 3 points. So my top diagram I can label as plane B, and my bottom diagram would be plane A, B, C. It's important to write the word plane. If you just wrote the letters A, B, and C, it would not indicate a plane. Segment EF. I see endpoints at E and F. There are no lines extending forever in each direction. To use symbols, we would use the capital letters E and F. I'd put a line over the top where there would be no arrows on either side. This indicates a segment. Second diagram, we have a endpoint D, and the half of the line extends through C. This is what we call a ray. And to label this would be ray DC. I'd use D first, C second, put a line on top with an arrow going the direction of the point that the ray goes through. This next diagram, we have 3 points on a line. This is talking about opposite rays. There are 2 rays in this diagram. We have ray YZ and ray YX. It's important you don't switch those letters around. The ray starts in the middle at Y and extends through Z. That would be ray YZ. The second ray in this diagram, it again shares the same endpoint of Y, and it goes through point X, which is where we can label it as ray YX. Identify the points in the diagram as collinear or not collinear. In your math dictionary, you wrote down that collinear points are points that lie on the same line. In our first diagram, A, B, and C all lie on the same line, therefore they are collinear. In our second diagram, point C is off by itself. Therefore, these 3 points would not be collinear. Identify the points in the diagram as coplanar or not coplanar. In the middle, we have that word plane. Coplanar meaning points that are in the same plane. Not coplanar would be points that are not in the same plane. Diagram 1, those points are coplanar. In diagram 2, those points are not coplanar. Draw and label each of the following. This is the symbol version of line ST. So to draw this, I would draw a line with arrows on the ends. Put a capital S and a capital T with 2 points on that line. Second diagram, we got ray BC. The end point is B, so I would start with B, draw half a line going one direction, and put point C. Put that it is going through point C. Draw and label plane ABCD. A plane is a four-sided figure where we know it extends in all directions. If we have 4 points in the plane, we just need to place the 4 points anywhere in the plane. 3 of them cannot be on the same line. So it would be impossible to connect those 4 points on the same line. There's a diagram of plane ABCD. Lastly, draw opposite rays AB and AC. The first letter represents the endpoints. So we'll start with A. The first ray goes through B, so I'll go off to the right, draw point B. Ray AC, it starts at A, it goes in the opposite direction, and I'll put a C at the end of that.